like to say thanks to Chairperson. Is it okay? So I would like to say thanks to Professor Lohia and organizing committee for giving me this opportunity to be a part of this community. I would like to acknowledge my team of dedicated oncologists, surgeons and pathologists, collaborators from AIIMS, Safdarjung Hospital, BIMHANS, Dr. Lohia, and the funding from DVT, National Institute of Technology. So as you know that everybody said that cancer is a major public health problem and 12 million people are diagnosed with cancer every year. And this is the report recently. Yeah, I can skip this. Yes, yes. So this is the recent report from India which says that for metropolitan cities, cervical cancer is the second most cancer and the breast cancer is the leading cancer, but the mortality rate is highest in cervical cancer. This is the case from, this is the scenario from urban areas, so we can think about the rural area where the poor infrastructure and medical awareness is there. So I am going to share my work on expression and humoral response of A kinase anchor protein 4, that is ACAP4, a novel biomarker for early diagnosis of cervical cancer. So our lab is focused on cancer testis antigens which are exclusively expressed in testis only and are abundantly expressed in various cancers. So we have these cancer our main aim is to focus on cancer biomarker for early detection and diagnosis of cancer. So this is the A kinase anchor protein. The transcript is exclusively expressed in testis only, and this is transcribed from chromosome X. We have earlier published various papers on this protein and have characterized. So we are looking for this gene expression in cervical cancer tissues, and we had 74 patients, and as you can see the transcript is expressed from the early stages by RT-PCR, but we could not get any amplification of ACAP4 in ANCT, which is adjacent non-cancerous tissues. We validated this RT-PCR results by in situ hybridization. This first panel shows HND staining of tumor tissues, and the second panel shows we probed our cervical cancer tissues with antisense ACAP4, which shows the dark chocolate brown reactions, which shows the presence of ACAP4 mRNA. And this is the control where we probed our tissues with sense ACAP4, which shows no reactivity. So overall we had 56% of positivity from the cervical cancer tissues. We further validated our RNA results with protein expression by immunohistochemistry, and you can see the tissues which were probed with anti-ACAP4 antibody, they were positive for ACAP4 expression by this chocolate brown reaction you can see. The control IgG could not give any reactions, and the adjacent non-cancerous tissues probed with anti-ACAP4 antibody also failed to give any reaction. So overall you can say that the patient number was very less, as Dr. Kamboj also said that in stage 1 we had 100% or 6 patients were positive, whereas in stage 2A and 2B we got 95% and 83% positivity at protein level. So further we wanted to see if this protein is immunogenic or not. So we also checked this expression at different grades of tumor. So here in first panel the tissues were probed with anti-ACAP4 antibodies, which shows the higher expression in earlier grade 1 and grade 2 as compared to grade 3. These tissues were also probed with proliferation cell nuclear antibodies, which is PCNA, which is proliferation marker, and you can say this was higher in grade 3 as compared to grade 1 and grade 2. So then we next look for the humoral response of the patients if this protein is antigenic or not, and these are the normal healthy cases, and we took mean +2 SD of the absorbance of normal healthy patient cases as this mean value, and you can see that the patients which had higher OD above this line were considered to be positive, whereas these patients were considered as negative. So we had altogether we had 53% cases which were positive for anti-ACAF4 antibodies. We validated this ELISA results with immunoblotting to see if this antibody response is specific to ACAF4 protein or not. And here you can see the first lane is the Kumasi-Blue staining of ACAF4 protein. The second lane where we probed the recombinant ACAF4 protein with anti-ACAF4 antibodies. And this third lane is the control where we did the neutralization experiment and we probed the anti-ACAF4 antibodies with recombinant ACAF4 protein. These are the different representatives of the different stages of patients, and these strips were probed with different patient sera, and you can see the reactivity of ACAF4 protein antibodies. And this strip was probed with healthy sera, which shows no reactivity, and here we did the neutralization experiment with patient sera, which also failed to show any reactivity. So this experiment shows that these ACAF4 antibodies are highly specific for our protein. So this is the summary of the patient data. Altogether we had 74 patients where we found the gene expression in 96%, and we found no discrepancy between the gene expression and protein expression. And the interesting finding of this study was that we found that more patients were positive for ACAF expression in early stages as compared to later grade. The ACAF4 humoral response was positive in 53% of patients, and it was there was no statistical any significance among the different stages or different grades of the tumor. So we conclude that ACAF4 expression is significantly associated with early tumor grades, and the statistical value was very significant. So to see the in vitro, to find out the effect of ACAF4 on tumorigenicity, we checked for the ACAF4 expression in different cervical cancer cell lines, C3CA, CASQ, ELA and SIHA. And you can see that the transcript, we got the amplification of transcript in all these 4 cancer cell lines. The testis was as a positive control. This is the beta-actin, which is an endogenous control. We validated this RNA expression at protein level by Western blotting, and similarly all 4 cancer cells had the high protein expression levels. We investigated the localization of protein in these 4 cancer cell lines by immunofluorescence assay, and you can see that the FTC level green expression is showing the localization, cytoplasmic localization of the ACAF4 protein. We also checked if the protein is localized at the surface by flow cytometry assay, and in all these 4 cell lines you can see that green shift shows the surface expression of ACAF4 gene. So when the cancer progresses, the malignant properties results in the metastasis, and the cells migrate and invade from the one organ to the different organ, and which is causing the difficulty and to treat the cancer once it gets metastatized. So to see how this ACAF4 expression is associated with cancer progression, we did the gene silencing with shRNAs in SIHA cervical cancer cell lines, and we used 3 shRNAs, and as you can see that this shRNA was working very good. So for further experiments we used this target 3, and we did like one of the hallmark of cancer is uncontrolled cell proliferation. To see how ACAF4 is affecting the cellular proliferation or not, we did the cellular proliferation assay, and you can see that the group where we treated the cells with shRNA of ACAF4 had significantly lower number of cells as compared to control cells. Similarly, we did the colony formation assay with different number of cells, and here also you can see the number of cells in control group was significantly higher as compared to the number of cells in ACAF4 shRNA treated group. So these experiments show that gene silencing of ACAF4 significantly reduces cellular proliferation and colony formation. So next we wanted to see the how ACAP4 expression is associated with epithelial to mesenchymal transition. Like in AMT, the cells invade and migrate into the different organs. So in vitro experiment, we simply did the migration and invasion assay by plating the cells with ablated ACAP4 on the matrigel and Boyden chamber. And you can see in these experiments, the number of migrated cells were significantly lower in the ACAP4 shRNA-3 treated group as compared to control group. Similarly, the number of invaded cells were also gone down significantly as compared to control group. So this simple experiment shows that gene silencing of ACAP4 significantly reduces cellular motility. We are validating these experiments at molecular level by checking the molecules which are responsible for AMT transition. So to validate these experiments at in vivo level, we did the xenograft studies in skid mice, and you can see that the mice treated with shRNA, the tumor size and tumor volume was significantly lower as compared to control group. Then we did the immunohistochemistry to find out the status of ACAP4 expression cells, and this is the HMB staining of xenograft, and this is the slide showing immunohistochemistry of cells in control group as compared to as well as in experimental groups. You can see that ACAP4 positive cells were much higher in control group, where we treated with the this is the control group, and this is the tumor where we treated with ACAP4 shRNA. The number of cells positive for ACAP4 expression gone down significantly as compared to control group. We also checked for the pCNA expression proliferation marker in control versus experimental group, and this pCNA positive cells are also significantly gone down in experimental group. So all these experiments they show that at summary that ACAP4 target molecule is up for biomarker immunotherapeutic target, and this in vitro data suggests involvement in cellular proliferation, migration and invasion of cancer cells. In vivo studies using skid mouse model also have laid foundation that ACAP4 could be a potential target for cancer treatment. So these are the leads that ACAP4 antibodies which support that it's a potential role in early detection and diagnosis, and we can help the Society for Cervical Cancer Management and Reproductive Health Program. And furthermore, these findings provide lead for further development of non-invasive serological biomarkers for early detection and diagnosis of treatment of cervical cancer for better reproductive health.
Thank you very much, Nirmala. Any questions, please? It looks like that towards the fag end of the day, all are feeling tired and none is interested in asking questions. Thank you very much. Friends, we had a very interesting session on cancer, and it looked from the presentations as if we are very near to a vaccine for the management of cancer, as also diagnostics. The only thing in the diagnostics is identifying kind concentration. The only thing in the diagnostics is, if it is a false negative, is okay. But if it is a false positive, then it is very, very troubling, isn't it? So that should be the major point in whatever diagnostics you are developing. And we had a saliva approach. If we can develop something from the saliva, then it could be used in a mass screening program, because it is very important to diagnose as early as possible. Stage 1, nothing like it, because then you can control it. The later it is becoming more and more difficult to diagnose that. So I think we can now hand over to the organizers. We have come to the conclusion of the last session. So now it's for them to look. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. With this, we come to the end of technical sessions of Day 1 of National Conference on Reproductive Health Challenges, Issues and Remedies. Delegates, Please note that tomorrow morning the buses will fly from your place of stay. You are requested to board the buses by 8 a.m. Breakfast will be served here at the conference venue. The technical session will begin at 9 a.m. sharp. All of you are invited for tea, which is being served at backlawns. Also, the posters have been displayed at the third floor. You all are invited to have a look at them. Thank you.